In this video, I'm going to talk about why I chose the Lexus IS 350. Imagine this, the year is 2016. You give Subaru one last try in the form of a BRZ. It's fun, it's manual, and it's slow. And one day the engine starts knocking. That day happens to be April Fool's, and no one believes that your car blew up. Your Toyota Sequoia never blew up. Actually, come to think of it, none of your relatives or parents or anybody you know's Toyotas or Lexus vehicles ever blew up. So you start looking at used Lexus vehicles online. Your BRZ is repaired, but you just don't trust the brand anymore. You trade the BRZ in on a Lexus IS 350. That was my story. Hello everyone, I'm Martin, and welcome to Marty Motoring. Today I'm talking about why I bought my Lexus IS 350 over some of the other vehicles in that same price range and over the IS 250 and the ISF. In 2017, I had a Toyota Sequoia just as a second vehicle to one of my Subarus that I had. I was just driving around. And I wanted something a little more sporty, and I just was used to the Subaru brand after having so many of those cars. So I went and bought a used 2013 Subaru BRZ. And yeah, that's where it all went downhill. Like I said in the intro, the car was fun, it just had its issues and it wasn't really fast or anything. With a budget in mind for a used vehicle and what I would get on trade-in with the BRZ, I started looking around at other Lexus and Toyota vehicles just because I had such good success with my Toyota Sequoia. I landed on Lexus because I trusted Toyota, but I kind of wanted some of these sport and luxury features that Lexus offers. The GS and the LS around the same price range and year, they just didn't seem to have the sporty looks. They were bigger cars. I wanted something a little smaller and nimble, and that's what the IS is. GS and LS were kind of based more on luxury. They seemed a little outdated for the year and price range, and they were more luxury cars. They weren't really sports cars. Now the Lexus IS is just a sports sedan, and obviously the 250 isn't the quickest car. 350 is a little quicker and it's decent, and the ISF being the fastest is what most people want, but those are a little more rare. Me, I didn't want to pay more than what the BRZ was. I didn't want to get a crazy extra loan, and that's why I convinced myself, okay, I don't need the ISF. 416 horsepower sounds awesome, but I don't really need that for a daily. On the other end of it, I didn't want just a basic IS 250 because they only have like 204 horsepower, and that's already what I was coming from with the BRZ. And I did a little research online and saw that was like a 7 to 8 seconds 0 to 60, and I was like, it'd be cool to have something a little faster because I think the BRZ at the time was like a 6.2. Well, I found the Lexus IS 350 was quoted at like 4.8, 5 seconds. Some people say 5.2. And I was like, wow, that seems pretty quick. Let me see if I can find one of these online. So I landed on the IS 350 and I just had to go check it out. It was perfect. 6-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters, rear wheel drive, sport sedan. I wanted to get one originally in white, but I couldn't find it for hundreds of miles. The only one for a decent price in my area was Obsidian Black, and it was only like 2 miles away from my work. So I checked it out after work one day, test drove it, and was not disappointed. I was surprised immediately how much technology was in the car, how responsive it was, and even how comfortable it was, which I kind of expected being Lexus, but being a sports car, I didn't really know what to expect at the same time. After 2 test drives, I was sold. The car was really fun, it was really cool. It was just a matter if I could, kind of get the loan to pay off that BRZ and just move on from that chapter and start with this Lexus. Immediately I noticed the door panels were a little scarred, and I had to work with a dealer on price and my trade-in and everything like that. But about a week later, I went in and I got the car, and haven't looked back since. The best part about it was the dealer didn't even know that it had 306 horsepower. I told them after I bought the car. I was like, yeah, it has 306 horsepower. It's like, really? That car? I guess they thought it was an IS 250. The car had been repainted, but I didn't notice this when I got the car. The battery died the day I got it after I left the dealer, and the alternator needed replaced 2 weeks later, and I've made videos on that. Just with that history. But other than that, the car's been great. Those are issues you can run into when you buy from a used car dealer. Now a lot of people ask me, don't I wish I had the ISF? Do I regret not buying the ISF? And kinda, it would be nice to have. The V8's awesome, the 8-speed's awesome. I'd like one maybe one day, but I really just enjoy my car and the stuff I'm doing to it. I do like that V6 sound. I do like the torque it gives off. It is a little bit lighter and nimbler of a car, where the F is very like beefy, and you can feel it's a little heavier. The steering's tighter and everything. My car is a good like in-between daily, the IS 350. 250 is great, you just want a basic ride, you don't care about any kind of acceleration, just a nice little luxury car, IS 250. IS 350 meets that in between, where you want a little bit of sport, a little bit of luxury, you want a nice little quick daily, perfect. ISF is like, you want a nice weekend driver that you can also daily, but you want something a little quicker and nicer and more exclusive, performance oriented. That's the ISF. Also, I paid about less than half than what the ISFs were going for then for my IS 350, so can't really complain about that. I didn't really know much about this car before I started researching it, right before I bought it. I never saw 350s around, and if I did, I missed them because I thought they were IS 250s. I didn't really know about the IS 350. Has direct and port injection. It has a timing chain. It had all these like features that other cars just didn't have in that era. Months later, my brother was looking at getting a brand new Subaru STI, and I convinced him to go look at this used ISF we found about 2 hours away. And he went and drove it, test drove it, and was like, "This is awesome. This is what I want to get." He originally drove my car and was like, "Oh, this is not going to be fun," and he loved it. Now I could drive that if I really ask him. He's driven my car, I've driven that. It's pretty fun. I've done a few videos and reviews on it. I do have access to an ISF, it's just not mine. Other people ask me, why not the G35 or G37? Mostly because I just never was a big Nissan fan, or Infiniti. I mean, they're nice cars, I just never connected with them. The G35s, G37s are a lot more common, around me at least. I see them everywhere, where I don't really see any other IS 350s. I also didn't want a BMW, Audi, or Mercedes. I didn't care to have that status of, oh, I got a German car. And German cars are great and all, and I just have always been into Japanese cars, and that's what led me to Lexus, and specifically the IS 350. With the Lexus, I could use Toyota parts, I could work on it myself. There was so much more to learn, and once I bought the car, I started this last 2-year journey of learning, modding, and just doing everything I can with the car and making videos as well. On my journey, the more I learn, the more I like Lexus, the more I like my car, and here I am. I started off with the wrong wheels and tires that the dealership gave, a repainted car, it had like green tint. Then I thought it was, hey, it's fine, it's stock, I'll, slowly mod it over time. But where I have the car now is exactly where I want it, with some more mods planned in the future. I bought my car with 130,000 miles, and now I have 167,000 miles, probably gonna hit 168 soon with how much I drive. You can look back through my previous videos. I do mods, maintenance, everything like that on the car, and kind of just document it all on this channel. If you look back, you can see all those videos, and it's been a journey. It's been really cool to make all the videos about this car and see that other people are interested in it as well. Well, I think that about sums it up. That's why I bought the IS 350. Drop in the comments if you have an IS 350, why you bought it, what you like most about it. Maybe some of the issues you've had with it. I've done an issue video as well on these cars. If you like this video and enjoyed the content, give this video a thumbs up. If it's your first time on Marty Motoring, hit that subscribe button, support the channel. I really appreciate it. Follow me on Instagram at Marty Motoring and keep up with the latest updates. And as always, leave a little rubber on the road.